Hello everyone and welcome to this, and I guess apparently today the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered campaign and campaign only, unfortunately for the people that want to play the multiplayer version of it. I can't really understand why, but it's like, oh, the campaign's so, you know, the fidelity, the graphics and everything, bring back Modern Warfare 2, which, okay, yeah, in its infancy, that game, the original game, the multiplayer was great, it was fun, it was fair, it was balanced, until ultimately there were issues that plagued the game that Infinity Ward at the time, they were not fixing the prioritized, or like the issues that were a priority. So there was a lot of issues. So I can understand why you'd want a kind of a redo or a do-good on the multiplayer from that game, because it was a hell of a lot of fun, but it did have its issues, and it became like a hacking, fuck show, especially if you play it now. But shortly after, I think 2009, I think by the time Modern Warfare 3 came out, it was like just a hacker's fuck show. So I can't really imagine why anybody would want to go back to that, besides that point, because I mean, you have Modern Warfare, you have Warzone, and they would have to segregate their resources and their staff to work on, obviously Warzone and Modern Warfare, and just retooling and updating like they do every fucking day. And then having to probably work on obviously more DLC, so you'd be spreading them too thin, and they wouldn't be getting to, the priority, which is the current Modern Warfare, which is, has a new engine that everybody was so hard for months, and this seems to be kind of the status quo of Call of Duty. We spend more time hyping the next one than actually playing the next one, or spending more time hyping it than like playing the fucking thing. So yeah, it's interesting. I've seen some of the footage. I haven't played it myself. It's $40 in Canada. I don't really know if that warrants, because for $40 I could get, it depends what you're into, but I could pick up Warlords of New York, which is a much more, obviously you can bang out the campaign of Modern Warfare 2 fairly, and I assume it's just the campaign, so at 7-8 hours you could bang it out in probably less time. $40 can get you a hell of a lot more than that. So you really have to be hard for that story, which was so convoluted anyway. Like a lot of the Call of Duty story, it's like the most recent one just played it so safe with the whole made-up terrorist cell, and just, there was such a wasted opportunity there. At least Modern Warfare 3 and 2 took risks. Not that it was well done. Everybody thought it was like, Michael Bay if he was making an Oscar-worthy movie. I didn't think the story was that great. There was some memorable set pieces in there, like the sniper level and so on and so forth, which was a lot of fun, and that would be neat to kind of play in a higher fidelity in a kind of way. But it's just you can't have Call of Duty without. It wouldn't be Call of Duty without people bitching about something, which was, here's a surprise, remastered campaign of Modern Warfare 2 that everybody was so hard for, and then I'll, just cue but I want the multiplayer now. I'm so fucking bored of Modern Warfare, and I just want a multiplayer. It's like, why is there no multiplayer? It's like, well, first of all, it's half price. And like I said, it would just obviously, they spent resources on making, I think it was Beanox that made this anyway, but do you really want another developer working on why do you want multiple Call of Duty multiplayers? Because then you have to invest in both, and you wouldn't get the same pedigree from Infinity Ward, because it wouldn't be Infinity Ward working on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. It's going to be the same thing that happened to Modern Warfare, the original one, Call of Duty 4, that was remastered. And apparently every time I talk to I don't really play Call of Duty that often, but when I speak to my friends that are always attempting to stay in that world because it's fun for them, and good on them if it's fun, because the part of my brain that processed and allowed me to have fun with competitive multiplayer that was in that kind of, at least in FPS anyway, just kind of died out years ago. I don't know if that's because of the creativity curve. After 26, you start going to bed earlier, you stop drinking, you stop doing drugs and all that, except marijuana. But people always find something to bitch about, which is a shame, but you take it with a grain of salt. So, if it was on sale for $18, yeah, I'd pick it up for the campaign, just kind of breeze through it, but I don't really see it as, I like the surprise aspect of it, if, I'm always, I was always wishing that you know, publishers and developers would just kind of surprise us more often. I know it was a leak through a German website or retailer or whatever, but it's kind of nice when you get that, and it's just take it as what it is. It's not, you know, the stakes aren't really necessarily high. It's just and it allowed no time to hype, which I think is, you know, only serves to be hype. Only serves to be the detriment of any game coming out, because it can never meet the expectations of the people hyping it, and usually the hyping is just kind of contrived and it's for sensationalism and all that, and that's a whole nother argument. But it is what it is, and it was a fun campaign, and yeah, it would be interesting to go through it again, but not for $40. I'm sorry. And the story was convoluted, and that's all I really have to say about it. But of course, you know, you always cue the, oh, but where's the multiplayer? And get over it. That's all I'm saying. Just get over it and enjoy the campaign, or wait for a sale, because $40 or $30, even you know, $30 is still, I mean, times are tough right now, and do I really want to throw $40 at a campaign I played 10 years ago? Not really. When I need it for food, and I'm isolated like everybody else, as you should be. So, anyway, I know this was kind of a rant and ramble, but this is how I do shit off the top of my head. I'm not reading a script, even though that might be, you know, obviously beneficial to me. I don't know. I just don't really care to read it, because you just sound robotic, and you know, I'm not a journalist, I'm not an anchor, so why the fuck would I pretend to be? So anyway, that's all I have to say. Take care.